Hey guys, this is Dave with BTM Reviews, and today's an exciting day. I was invited to come do a bottling for a barrel pick at Kennay Farm Distillery in Rochelle, Illinois. They make their own bourbon and vodka, so we're going to go inside and we're going to go do this bottling. Be back.
Hi, Andy.
How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Oh. Hey, good to see you again.
Yeah, that's fun. All right. Well, guys, we're going to get started. Everybody here knows AK. Chris, thank you for setting this up and bringing AK here to do a barrel pick. I guess we could start off by some introductions. You guys don't all know each other. We'll start here.
I'm Adam.
Okay.
Mark.
Martin.
Kurt.
Adam.
Hey, Chris.
Brent.
Dave.
No, Steve.
See, yeah, how many Adams? There's too many Adams.
All right. So we already came here. We narrowed it down from 3,000 to 10 barrels because we're actually launching our very own bourbon with Rock and Vodka. We actually came up with a name. It's called Bella Rail Bourbon, and we're bottling that on August 3rd because it turns 5, and it'll be launched in September. So because we had Chris and a bunch of other bourbon connoisseurs and specialists and experts come in, we narrowed it down to 10. So the barrel that was chosen from AK's team that he brought last time was actually one of the top barrel picks from all the specialists. So it got chosen twice.
Yeah.
And so here's a quick video we put together for AK and his team, just so you guys kind of know the.
This is AK from Rockville, please. We are here today at Kennay Farm to pick our first barrel bourbon in the market. So stop by and stay tuned for our first release bourbon from Kennay Farm. Follow us on Facebook and stuff and find out when we're going to be in the market.
All right. So that will go into a tour. There's a lot of people here new and have never been here before. So is that okay, AK, to do a quick tour? Yeah. Okay.
You'll see me take them out.
And these photos will belong to you, of course. So go ahead and start the tour, Adam.
Okay.
And then we'll do the distillery, the brick house, and then from there we'll start the bottling.
Okay, I'll give you guys a real brief tour, because as Andy knows, Mike knows, yeah, and Chris, I've been on like 3-hour tours before, because especially if I start drinking with the group. So all right, we're gonna keep this short and sweet. All right, and in 2013, Uncle Rick wanted to expand the farm, and he wanted to invest, diversify, right? And one of the ideas he had was a distillery. I'm like, you're crazy, dude, but okay, fine. So I left my ethanol plant job because I had toddlers and I was sick of being on call 24/7. And we expanded into seed corn, and I started designing a distillery in 2014, all on the farm, very small scale, okay? Well, Uncle Rick, you guys don't know Uncle Rick, but he is like a hummingbird on cocaine. All right, and for him, it's bigger, better, faster, stronger. And he built a grain dryer in 1995, but by 1996, it was already too small. All right, so he's like, Adam, I want to go big. And then he called me one Saturday and said, Adam, what about putting a distillery in the old movie theater in Rochelle? I go, I hate that idea. No way, that's stupid. I go, I have no truck access, we're in town. I'm like, Rick, no way. He goes, all right, let me tell you, I just bought a theater. I'm like, what a great idea, boss man, you're a genius, you know? So that's how we came to be here, all right? And it did work out. The only thing I didn't want to do in town was grind. So all our grinding is on the farm. You guys know grinding is dirty, it's nasty, and there's exposure risk. You know, if you're trying to contain all that stuff on the farm, it blows away. You know, so all right, that's my background. That's why we're here. We can go out here and let's start the tour. And now I have 17 minutes, right? Take that. Super. How you doing?
I need to get one of those.
Small alcohol. That's right. All right, everybody, so this is the family history. You should write a little bit of that. I can say this is my Grandpa Don, and that's my great-grandfather up there. That's Grandpa Don Kennedy. Here's all my brothers and sisters. That's my dad. He's the oldest. That's That's the whole farm.
So right now they're not using their own.
But right now, that's a current farm, and right here, that's right on my building. All right. You guys see all the
What is
race
this? It's
course
their
we
first
have
bourbon
there?
race?
We did put in some different bins, and I fill everything, and I bring it in.
Couple of them, some of the rock and
Oh, for the vodka?
no, they have rock and vodka, you know,
Uh-huh.
from rock
Okay.
Wilsons. So the Andy owns it, so they're partnering up with theirs. So it's for that company. Rock.
Oh, okay.
So, there's your range,
So
right?
this is Kennay and the rock, and they're going to combine
But
it
the rule of
into
thumb is
one
if you can
bourbon.
squeeze it,
That's cool.
it balls up, it's 2 bucks. All right, and so I had to hold the screens up a little bit. Hammer mill, I
Does
use
it?
my hammer mill.
Red
So
Mike?
for the wheat, I use a smaller screen.
What about rock and rock then?
A little bit bigger, but that's the consistency you want right there. What I'll do is
So
I'll
right
fill
now,
this vessel
Kennay
with
has their
about
own
1,000
distillate for
water.
everything?
I'll heat it up
Yeah,
to
they do
about
that.
190 degrees
Everything
Fahrenheit.
is theirs.
I add
And then
enzyme, alpha-amylase.
the rock and vodka thing is,
It's totally, so rock and vodka is a separate end. What they've done is they've come in and they picked the barrels they make. Those are the ones that they're used to produce there.
so they're going to buy distillate from these guys.
Correct.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, these guys have all their own, they've done all their own from the start. I guess originally they did beer,
Go down the internet for people, super smart
they
guy.
had the bourbon.
Aging.
And they were also doing the vodka and the gin right away, but then they did beer on the other side. And they just stopped beer like last October.
Oh, they don't do beer at all
They
anymore?
don't do beer anymore because they know right at the end of October, start of November, their first bourbon is that 4-year, 2-month mark. And they decided to put it out on the market. So it's only really been out since November.
So, how many states is Kennay Farms available in?
You know what? I think right now it's just in Illinois. And they were having a hard time getting it out.
Okay.
And so part of this working together with Rocket is allowing them to
I'll
get
cool
it
it down
in
to 80 degrees
the
Fahrenheit, and I'm gonna pump it over to my
As a
fermenter.
piggyback thing, kind of?
You guys notice anything that's wrapped up as a fermenter? Under here is I have outside cooling coils. In there I have inside cooling coils because I don't care about infection because I'm
Is that
gonna
right?
get up to 190, right? So it's gonna kill everything off anyway. So I
Okay.
rinse that down. That's a beast. I don't really care. In here I keep everything super, super clean. So it's a smooth wall. I spray
So
balls.
Kennay
to cool it
has their
down.
own vodka as well?
Outside cooling coils, a little bit of insulation, and then I will ferment at
Is it?
78.1 degrees Fahrenheit to 78.3. All right, so
I've never had
the reason
gin, so I wouldn't
fermented
know
that-
if it's good or
that
bad.
temperature, when I made racing fuel, I would ferment it at like, let's say 92.5, right? It gets done a lot faster. You get a lot of better off taste. In fact, my first couple batches on the home farm tasted like racing fuel. Like, what am I doing? You know, and then I kind of figured out I had to go low and slow, cool it down, and less solids. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I told Rick Doris I could distill and I could ferment, but I don't know how to make things taste good, so I found another school called Moonshine University down in Kentucky. Rick thought I was just gonna get drunk the whole time, and then, and I did get drunk. I'm not gonna lie, but not the whole time. And that's how I learned. That's how I learned to make things taste good. That's where I learned to lower my solids. Most people ferment at like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, but I want to go just a little cooler to be a little different. All right. So it'll be in here anywhere from 5 to 7 days. When I'm done fermenting, I'm going to be between 8 and 9.5% alcohol. All right. So then I'm going to push it over here. By the way, I have 7 fermenters, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the other side. Then I'm going to go into the beer well. We're sitting standard by right now. The beer well is, the beer well is nothing but a holding tank, okay? So I dump it in there, and that gives me time between my fermenter, because I built this whole place to run at max capacity, right guys? So that means you're dropping firm, going to the beer well, and then you're washing it out right away. Right now I'm not going fast enough for that, but that's the idea. That's why you have the beer well, okay? Then I'm going to feed out of here at 5 gallons a minute. It's going to go up, 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 and you guys see that cylinder over there? That is nothing more than a heat exchanger, okay? So what's going to happen, the feed's going to go in, get heated up, come back out. This is going to go in the back of the still, it goes 3/4 of the way up. You guys see that right there? It goes 3/4. Now I want everybody to come up here and go inside the snake glass. Don't be shy. So if you guys can see the trays in there, you guys see the trays with the holes?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you see the trays with the holes? Don't be shy, yep, come up here. She didn't see it yet, she's trying to cheat. Yeah, you see the trays down there? Okay. So every single sight glass is going to have those trays in it, okay? So as the feed comes in, I'm injecting live steam down here. So it's going to run across those plates. It's going to rain down in there. And remember, I'm at 8% alcohol, let's say, right, guys? It's going to rain down as I'm adding steam. That steam's going to grab that alcohol and take it all the way out the top. And I'll leave the top of this vessel at 62.5% alcohol, 125 proof. So that's the power of distillation. That's why we needed the tall ceiling. By the way, we measured this ceiling when there was nothing but a gravel floor here. So we didn't know if it was going to fit. And I was very nervous. We bring this still in. We dropped it through that hole right there, by the way. So we bring this still in, move it over, and then you guys see how the sprinkler piping was in the way? I was like, uh-oh. So I called the sprinkler crew, and they said they could come to me in a week. And I said, I have a Sawzall. I will chop that down, because I've got these guys for one day. They were here at 6 o'clock in the morning, imagine that. So they moved that, we measured it, I have 4 inches to the ceiling. I was very proud of myself, and Uncle Rick told me I wasted 4 of his inches. So that's what it's like working for Uncle Rick, all right? So out the bottom here, you're gonna have your spent grain and the water. That's gonna go over my whole stillage tank. I'm gonna send that to the back in the world's smallest little centrifuge. The water goes back to the city, and the solid, actually it's a wet cake. You could squeeze the moisture out of it. The wet cake goes to, we used to feed our cattle, but Rick got rid of his cattle, so now a local farmer comes and picks it up and feeds his cattle with it. But we're gonna go, remember out the top, 125 proof. It's gonna come through here, it's gonna condense in the liquid state, it's gonna bubble out of here, then it's gonna go in the doubler. And the doubler, you guys can see those coils down in there?
Yeah.
So at this level, you don't want to inject live steam, all right, because it's too high proof. So you inject the steam into those coils. At 125 proof is going to bubble off, vaporize out, and my target temperature is about 135 proof, okay, and that's where you want to be. That's usually the best flavor. Sometimes I'll go 134 proof, but they get a little tailsy, but it kind of depends on the day, right? So I come out of here 135 proof. It's going to bubble through here, and that is 135 proof right there. I put it in this tank, I transfer it over. Then when it's time to barrel, I'll cut that down to 110 proof. The lower the proof, the sweeter the product. And that 110 proof, 110 to 112 proof is where we enter the barrel. And your barrel is at 112 proof, right? Your barrel is 112.3, right? I think I went in at 110. So the proof goes up and down in the barrel, all right? But right now it can't be called bourbon yet because it's just white dog, it's the raw product. But eventually, the minute it hits the barrel, it's considered bourbon. So that's how I'm going to make all my whiskeys. Ryes, wheats. I hate making 100% rye. They call rye the devil's grain because it's sticky and it foams up. And I actually foamed up so bad I blew out. I capture all the CO2 and kick it outside. I was blowing mash and foam out in their alleyway. And Rochelle called me one night. They're like, Adam, you got something coming out. I'm like, what is it? They're like, I don't know. So I came in and I'm like, well, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen at all. I don't know. That's why I don't like dealing with rye. What I had to end up doing with the rye, I'd leave all my lids off, add anti-foam, then the foam will come up to the very top and not spill over. So I never want to make 100% rye again. That was during hand sanitizer, because during COVID we converted everything to hand sanitizer. For some reason, Rick got in his brain, we had to do 100% rye, just get rid of all the grain, turn on the sanitizer. He's crazy. All right, I'm telling you guys. Okay, if I'm going to make vodka, I take this one, our vodka is 100% corn, so I'll go 100% corn mash in there, 135 proof, cut it down to 100 proof, put it in, the vodka's still here. These trays have plates, but the holes are a lot smaller because we're only going to see liquid. And then it bubbles up, and that's a heat exchanger at the top called deflator, don't ask me to spell it. And out the top of this, I get all the way up to 190 proof, okay, that's a legal definition of vodka. So I go up to 190, actually it should come off at 190.5. I'll collect that, I cut it down to 100 proof, then I put it through a carbon filter, then I cut it down to 80 proof, and that's our vodka. If I'm gonna make gin, juniper berries go in here. I don't break the berry because I don't like that punch of juniper, you know, I don't like that pine salt taste. Berries go in here, they only sit for an hour. The rest of my botanicals go in here, I close the valve up there, and then I steam and fuse everything, come through, and gin starts about 165 proof. At 125 proof, I need to stop. If I go below 125 proof, my gin tastes like a wet dog smells. All right, so any questions on this? Okay.
How much bourbon do you produce?
So it depends on the year. The most I've ever made in 1 year is 65,000 gallons. And then other times I've only made 15,000 gallons, you know, so it just kind of depends on, and right now I'm working alone, so by myself I can only make probably 20,000 gallons at best, you know?
And that's just bourbon.
Yeah, and that's in bourbon. That's if everything goes good. All right. If I have 0 breakdowns, you know. The worst thing, I don't mind working by myself, but the worst thing is when something breaks, I got to fix it, and I'm the one that broke it. You know, I can't blame anybody, you know. Not bad, 135 proof.
So what's your water source?
Say what?
Your water source.
It's just from Rochelle, you know, and then I put it through an RO, you know. Then I go on a lot of these tours, and you say their water comes out of the creek, you know, and I'm like, wait a minute, that creek, the amount of water I see is not what you guys make and use per day. And the guy's like, and I'm like, no, what? Where do you RO? And finally, I was a tour with the wooden fermenters, right? I said, you guys make everything wooden, or is it stainless steel, temperature controlled? And it's like, stop asking questions.
Right.
You're ruining it. And so I said, I stopped. So he goes, of course, Adam, we filter our water. We use our own. We clean everything up. He goes, but the story is it comes from the creek. I'm like, oh. And he goes, you want to see our real fermenters? I go, I do. Shit, massive ones compared to mine. All bottom agitated, temperature controlled, sealed environment. I'm like, yeah, come on, you're not going to make all this open stuff. But it makes a good story, right? You know? Other questions? Okay, let's go to the Rick House.
So we're headed to the Rick House. Thanks. Let's see where the barrels go to.
That's the most I've ever made. Yeah, that's the most I've ever made.
What about your vodka? What's your output on that a year?
Oh, God. Depends on the year. I mean, honestly, I probably will make a few fermenters, and each fermenter is going to give me a couple thousand bottles. You know, so it's not huge.
You sell it
know?
mostly just in the store?
Local, yeah, and local stuff. You know, and honestly, I hate making vodka. It's the most boring thing in the world. Nothing happens. You know, you sit there and you're like, wow, I'm going to watch this for 8.5 hours. You know, so it works. You know, those are my pipes right there, guys. I transfer. We were going to bury the piping in there, but to dig a hole in this alleyway was $27,000. And I said, can we just go overhead? And you had to stay 18 feet, I think, away from the high voltage lines and 18 feet off the deck for emergency services. And we had like that golden, like 2-foot window there. I'm like, heck yeah, put it right there.
Hey Adam,
Yeah.
do they have your name on it since you said they're yours?
Yeah, there are. Yes, they're mine. Yeah, no. And then people want to know when I transfer so they can come tap it. No, I don't tell anybody when I transfer. All right, you know. So they're no stealing.
May I do a nice group photo right in front of the door here? Everybody, come on in.
You guys can know it's kind of loud. I got everything hot and ready for it, so we can just start bottling. Those are the pipes that put you guys out. Bring it in. I pull up these hooks. Then I have 15,000 in the storage on the other side of the wall. The reason for that is that's exactly 288 barrels. It used to be if you bought barrels by the semi-load, you had free shipping. So Rick's like, I want free shipping, so that's why I built all that storage. That's no longer the case. Ever since the pandemic, things got all messed up. Any days, I'm blowing those tanks. Usually still 135 proof, then I cut it to 110. That's where we barrel. I'll show you guys the bottle line later. With Ryan, we can do between 400 to 500 bottles an hour if I get 2 people helping me. I did try to bottle myself once, and it looked like I was Lucy eating the chocolates on the conveyor. All right, it was bad. And I called my supplier. I said, hey man, this is supposed to be a one-man show. It's like, look at your quote. At the very bottom of the quote, it says 1.5 men per hour. I'm like, what the hell? Where do you get half the dude from? You know, it's the way they calculate man hours. You really need one there, one here, and one guy walking. You know, and then you can do 400 or 500. During COVID, we were up to almost 700. I didn't care about quality at that point. We were just making sanitizer and rocking it out. You know. Okay. In here is the Rick House.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to sneak inside real quick.
You guys build the Rick House?
Yes. And so what happened? I was going to put the Rick House on the farm. Okay. Rick found out I was needing another full-time employee to do that. And Rick's like, well, you know, the full-time guy, the full-time guy is still running. You know, and so then the city had 2 condemned houses here, and they also had a trailer they did meetings in. They've been trying to move out of it. So they gave a hell of a deal on the property. And then we built this. It just took We only had about 6 months. They grew in like 6 months. It was amazing. As you guys can see, it's not supposed to be temperature controlled out here. Although when we first built it, we had a bunch of weddings out here. So Rick did put in steam heaters, because everything has to be exposure proof, right? You know? And so, but now they've been on for years. You guys can come down here. Our old stuff is back against this wall. Yep. Oldest. And so, that's the bird that's going to turn 5 in August. But honestly, a lot of it's already sold, you know, because we sell a lot of people barrel picks, you know, different individuals. So that first year, COVID messed us up. I would have a lot more barrels, but we stopped to make sanitizer. So basically, almost everything 5 years that I have is almost sold out. Right now, I've got right around 3,000 barrels in here. I designed it for 4,000 barrels, but I didn't realize how much storage space I need for like a lay down for bottles. You know, it's something that I've never built a warehouse before, you know, and so I should have thought of that. So I can still squeeze in here probably 3,500 barrels, you know, but that's about it. And so I could do something really silly and stack the center out with a barrel block, you know, I'd rather not do that. But, so those windows are designed apparently to not, a barrel should not be able to fit out the window, because that's the traditional brick house thing. No one's gonna go out that window, all right? You know, we're gonna go out the door, and the police station right across the street. And I told the police, I said, any other questions on any interesting ones that's about yours? Oh yeah, we'll probably quote some back. I got the first 4 barrels ever filled, full-size barrels, ever filled a bourbon back there. I told Rick, I think we should do one like at 7 years, and then one at 10 years, one at 13, and then the last one at 7, or something like that. You know, that would be cool to me at least. You know, I think that'd be a draw.
Are you doing everything in 53-gallon barrels?
We are now. Our rye started out in 15-gallon barrels, and so you can see at the very back, I have 15s of rye, and then right here I have double oak rye, where we had too many 15s, and the double oak rye has been selling like hotcakes. So we took the 15s after like a year and a half, then dumped them into 53 and let them sit for another year and a half. And that's been selling like hotcakes too, double oak rye. So, but yeah, right, all the bourbons in 53, the rye goes back and forth.
Okay. Hey, AK, does this make you happy knowing he's modeling your barrel right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
It's fun.
It's fun, right? And how long will it take for you to get this?
I think probably this week if they drop it out. I mean, the warehouse right down the street, the breakthroughs. So,
So you could just come pick it up if you wanted it?
I mean, they can drop it off at the breakthrough warehouse. That's it.
So these are regular customers of yours?
They're all my wife
Hi, I'm David.
I'm Kim.
Kim?
and my dad.
Oh, yeah.
But that's all my regular customers. We all hang out.
To keep you in business, right? So this is the barrel that's going to be bottled today. Exciting. This is AK, the store owner, his lovely wife. AK, how many bottles will this be? Around 180? And this is 4-year? Almost 5. Do you sell their double oak rye? August 2020. So,
So almost 5.
yeah, 4 and 8 months or something like that. Yeah, really good. Did Hummingbird Cocaine Head get into bourbon because he loves bourbon? Rick?
Rick, he just wanted to diversify the farm, you know? He really wanted to diversify the farm. We went through like 15 different business ideas, you know, and this was one of them that hit. And I had the skill set, so he's like, let's do that, you know, let's do that. I'm like, okay.
Have you seen it growing? Like the business?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
it's growing, yeah, especially we were unknown, and now we're trying to get out there. You know, and he came from the first store to pick us up, and then that led to another store, that led to another store, so it's one of those things.
Does Riverton have it? Not yet?
He might.
Got it. I mean, he should come up, as many barrel picks as he does, he should be here doing a pick. Will they let anybody do a barrel pick?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know how they run. But we bought their bourbon when they dropped last year. we bought like 3 or 6 cases and they drop it. And when we tried it, that stuff.
I tried it. It was good. Yeah. So does he do all the blending and everything? He does all of it. So they're getting ready to do the drill right now, guys. So we'll see how this goes. So is this unfiltered? Is this uncut and unfiltered, or is this?
If he wants to filter it through there, you know, but it's not a real filter. It just gives a bigger char, you know.
No pressure.
Nice. You guys are making the bear bits. Yeah. I'm watching them.
Is this your first time, AK?
You're doing good. Almost got it. Oh, no. Get his daddy there. Lock that up. You're so close. You got it, bud.
Way to go!
Hey, I'm gonna put this on upside down. Oh, look at that. Can you guys believe I built that myself? Oh, man. All right, now we're gonna roll. Does it leak? No. Aha, nice, no leak. All right, switch this out. Good job, man. Yeah, we got it.
I don't have to save the one.
Okay, now. By the way, this is a debt cooler. It's not a real bum cooler. A bum cooler costs $400. These cost $60. So, okay, now, okay, take that and slam it up. Yep, slam it up. Hammer it. Hey! Got it! That's not like high class. Okay. So, okay, here's what you're going to do. You put it up there, and you're going to fill it just for that neck, okay? You're going to be on the chair. Here we go for the first one. AK, 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 AK,
AK. Oh, that comes out fast.
It does.
Gravity.
Yep. There you go. Perfect, right? That is a perfect pour. Everybody see that? That's what you're trying to do. It's exactly that, just above that neck a little bit, okay? Now we'll walk it. I'll show you guys what to do next. Okay, I'm gonna walk it up here.
Anybody else? Okay, now perfect. Stay there. Now we can talk.
Loving bourbon. Oh, wow.
Drop it down. What's going to happen, that should capture it. Now it won't go because it takes too more, but I'm going to trick the sensor. The cinders are dumb, they don't know anything.
Ah, so it corked it.
Thank you. Right there.
I'm going to have you watching real close.
Let's see if it's gonna hit. It usually misfires the first shot. Oh, it hit! We are blessed today.
Nice.
Okay, and then we get a little forward. Victory!
Everyone else laugh.
That's a tail. Come on, Adam. Shit. Why did our first one fail? Yeah, I know. Okay, take two. Take two. I'm gonna reset this. Are we sure? Not 3, 680. Victory!
Everyone laugh.
Yay! All right. So whoever doing these stickers, it has to cover up that right there. Okay. So maybe I'll let you do it. I don't know why you gave it to me. Yeah. You know,
Let me see.
yeah.
Rochelle. How about right there?
Okay.
What did he cover, AJ?
For the proof.
Oh, the proof?
It's a different one.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a different proof. You got it.
Barrel pick, proof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know which way to go. Yep.
Okay.
Just a hair more. That's good. Perfect. Yep. Sweet. Just got started.
A little bit more? Huh? Think a little bit more, AJ? Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. There goes Dad. No pressure, Dad. Nice.
Good.
You, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bought it. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Look, Chad, my first official barrel pour from any distiller. Pretty cool. Not a bad way to spend a Saturday, guys.
Let me get ready.
No, just put a bunch of bottles in there and we'll out there. Yeah.
Oh, pressure gets it going?
Yeah. And what the pump is. There you go, Chris. Yep.
Here goes my bottle. I'm gonna get the cap. You just keep put them on the rail and they'll keep it. Yeah. I think it needs like 3 on the line. Yeah. I got a feeling that Buffalo Trace might be a little faster.
Oh, sure, just a smidge. Just a little.
Just a little, right? They don't make any bourbon.
No, not at all.
Not bad. Oh, that's good. This is the that is the one that gives you the right? That's the first one?
That was yours, right?
I don't know whose that is.
That's mine.
Probably. That was fun. Hey, you got it front.
There you go. There it is. After it went through the process. So apparently we have to cover up the proof, right? The ABV?
Yeah.
All right. Is that why we don't see proofs on a lot of barrel picks? Because they're different than the regular stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy said he was gonna sign a few of them. Well, a lot of people.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know how you know wherever he
Well,
went
we're gonna
to.
sign it. And then put them in a special case. So when he opens it up, he knows that.
Did you say you were signing some of these? Did you say you were signing some of these?
I can if you guys want me to. Yeah, that's what you guys want me to.
Yeah,
You guys got your stickers on? Okay, yeah. Make sure Mike can make. Mike, do that. Whatever you need. Yours next, yeah?
Yep.
I guess I could bring up with one marker if you had. Sorry. There you go, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Yep. Want me to sign it? Yep. Good.
Well, I don't feel so bad about my signature.
Because one of them special one.
Can you shoot me just signing it?
Yeah, this is your special box.
Where'd you sign yours?
I did mine like right along the other side here.
Okay.
We're gonna need a couple. We'll get a couple more. Once we start going through.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for letting me come here.
Yeah. You want to do it? You want to hold it?
I already, yeah. Do it again. Sure.
Excuse me. What's up, Mike?
What are we going to do with our signed bottles?
Oh, yeah.
What do we do with them?
Oh, when we get it, I'll put it inside.
Oh, when you get it?
When we get it in store.
That's about here, right? That's about here.
Yep. Oh, got it. Here. We got the cups if you want to taste it. Extra, you know.
Smells great in here, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah, that's a good picture right there. I'm doing a video. So.
That's a lot.
I think your dad's enjoying this.
Huh?
I think your dad's enjoying
Oh, yeah.
He's not in the store right now.
I have an employee, couple employees.
Oh, okay.
It's fun for everybody.
Do your employees ever come do this with you?
Sometimes, if you have enough, yeah, one by one. Somebody has to be at the store. Yep.
I'm gonna get it real close to this one. Hold on, I'm gonna get it.
Perfect, perfect. Laser cups if you want to try it.
There's what?
Laser cups if you want to try it.
Okay.
And there's a bottle.
All right, guys. We're gonna try this straight out of the barrel.
What? No. You need guidance over here, Chris? No. I'm sure you're lost, confused. Yeah. Thank you.
You bet. So this is his barrel pick. We're gonna try it straight from the distillery, from the barrel, guys. This place smells awesome already. Smell like the bourbon's kind of pointless. It's all about the taste here. So you mix all the flavors yourself? You do all the
Say that again?
You do all of the math to make the flavors yourself?
Yeah, I do everything myself. So how is it?
It's fantastic.
Good, thank you, sir. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I got to try your rye. So, is this how you normally do it? Like,
If I
crack the barrel
a
and
single barrel, yes. Now when I do like 10 barrels at a time, no, I use the whole line. It's so much faster.
yeah, I'm going to say
Yeah, you know, because I can do 400 or 500. It's going to take us 2 hours to get 200 bottles.
depending on how much you drink.
Right, yes, you know, and then that's why I told Susan, I'm like, don't put it on video. You're not supposed to drink while you're bottling, you know, and so that's a felony.
So not have the sticker?
Well, to drink while you're bottling too, because that's text. So if you drink it, you know, so
What about when you spill it?
you have to record that spillage. And that's why I don't put the barrel in there. I have about 2 or 3 gallons of wine loss in there. And so you lose 15, 20 bottles. Oh, yeah. You know, and so that's why I do this. Now, if I'm mass producing it, no, I don't care about that.
Can I ask you a question? Where did you get your inspiration as for flavor?
Okay, so I thought, I'll tell you this, I thought I invented the best rye recipe in the world.
The best rye?
Yes, I really did, because it's got rye, corn, and wheat. And I'm like, I'm a genius. This rye is really good. It's soft, it's sweet. I am almost exactly what George Washington did when he... So in any case, Uncle Rick wanted me to patent it. And he goes, you gotta look into this. This recipe should be patented. I'm like, I don't know. Start looking back. I must have read that in the book and just forgot. I thought I created it. Nope. When George Washington's not being president, you open up the rye distillery. I'm by like 1% of it, you know?
Okay.
As far as the bourbon recipe, I like things soft and sweet, and so I knew I wanted wheat in it, and obviously it has to be corn, you know? I tried unmalted barley just to get a little grass flavor. Didn't like it as much as 70-30 or 80-20 wheat, and so that's what we do.
Do you like the holiday stuff?
Yeah, it depends. You know,
red?
yeah.
The Rick House brew
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, kind of, it just kind of depends, you know, and like, how about this though? I like most alcohols, that's why I'm not always, that's why we talk to people like Chris that have a really good palate, because like, I can kind of taste things, but I'm like, hey Chris, like, yeah, this one's banger, we need to mix this one. I'm like, okay, good, you know?
Cool.
Yeah.
You a fan of the double oak stuff? Because it seems like everybody's doing it.
Say it
The double oak stuff.
Yeah, we do. That's
Are you a fan of it?
I am, because honestly, I think it makes it a little sweeter, you know, and that's what we actually had. Forget how many double or 15-gallon barrels sitting there rye, and we had to dump them in the 53-gallon barrels to double oak it, you know. And so, I have to look at my list.
Is it 15? Are the 15-gallon barrels designed to make it age a little quicker?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
And so that's what they're for.
Give it more color and all that good stuff to go with it.
Yeah. All right, double oak starts here. I think I have. I had to make a map because I kept getting confused. I have 122 double oak rye,
Barrels.
53 gallon. Yep, 53 gallon.
Okay.
And then 592 of just
Rye barrels.
And these are only single oak and 53 gallon.
Okay.
Yeah.
But your rye is pretty popular.
Yeah, very. Because I made it soft and sweet. Like I said, I thought I was a genius, and I was all pat myself on the back, and everybody loves it. People even don't like rye, like my rye, you know. And then
So it doesn't have like that cinnamon fire.
no, it'll have a little bit of it, but not that, you know. But then, like I told you before, I looked it up the recipe. George Washington did it. I had to read that in a book, you know. So I had.
So you guys been producing since 2015?
You know, we started building in 2015, 2016. I didn't really start to 2019. And then I think that was my first batch of vodka. And then just when I did vodka and gin, and then when I did, I just started making, I made some rye. I made some rye. And I just switched to bourbon and pandemic hit. So I only had, let's say, 100 barrels worth, you know, and it sat in those tanks for most of the pandemic, and then finally I'm like, Rick, we need to barrel that. If we're gonna make sanitizer, it's doing nothing in a stainless steel tank. You know?
Right.
So we put it in barrels, and then that's why I'm gonna have like probably an 8 month to a year age gap with my 5-year-old stuff, and then I'll have 4-year-old stuff coming, but I won't have like 4.5. You know,
Right,
it's gonna be kind of weird. You know, it's gonna be kind of a weird thing, but I guess that's where the marketing comes into play, and that's not my role. So that's what I just get to make it. You know?
Yeah.
And
Were you
that's-
nervous your first batch?
Oh God, yes. You know, everybody is. And I talked to Shane Baker and Pat Heiss, the two guys that I've learned a lot from. You know, and like they're the ones I call. I said, hey, I might need you down here to help me start this. Still,
Where are they out of?
they own Wilderness Trails.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Yeah.
and they just sold it, by the way, but they own Wilderness Trails, and they own Firm Solutions, the yeast and enzymes. That's where I got my yeast and enzymes from. Because I knew Pat from my ethanol days, and so when I saw him down at Moonshine University, I'm like, Pat? Say, hey, Adam. And he's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm running a distillery now. He's like, what the hell? You should come see mine. And they're much bigger than me.
So Wilderness Trail sold?
Yes, I want to say, and don't quote me on this, I think they sold half of it, and they're going to buy the other half, you know, but they made a nice profit, if I understand it right. But I called Pat, and I said, I might need you down here. How much does it cost for you to be down here? He goes, honestly, Adam, we're pretty expensive per day, but you won't need it. And he goes, you run stills, you used to make 110 million gallons a year.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so he was right. When I called him, fermenting I wasn't nervous about. Cooking I was not. But that first run of the still. So I'm like, Pat, where should this be? So he gave me my guide points. He goes, adjust from there. I'm like, Pat, you were so right. It was a 5-minute phone call. I'm like, oh yeah, this all comes back to me, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I wasn't, like I said, cooking's easy. Fermenting I know, but I'm like, boy, it's still different, you know. And my old stills, we used to feed them at 1,500 gallons a minute, and I do 5 gallons a minute.
Right.
And Pat's like, Adam, you're going to be fine. But that's a vacuum distillation setup, and I'm like, yeah, but this is different, man. There's right. It's like Adam, distillation is distillation. I'm like,
Right.
oh yeah. I got all the temperatures lined in. He told me what valves I needed to close. And literally 5 minutes he had me from running. He goes, now aren't you glad you didn't spend all that money? I'm like, yeah. So they're really nice guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that you had the conversation
Yes,
with me too,
and
man.
they're always willing to help. But like I said, they were willing to be here because like I really goes, I would feel foolish. The industry is the most open that I've ever seen. Like literally, I asked for a mash grill, I got it. I stole, or I borrowed Dr. Pat Heiss mash infusion. He's like, yeah, take it.
Look at all this free labor you're getting. Look at all this free labor that you're getting.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Check our label. We're getting low on label. All right, all I'm gonna do is sticker. That's all I'm worried about. Okay? Sticker. That's it.
It's not, you're not in it. It's not that wide. Chat, doesn't that look fabulous? If you're into bourbon. Well, guys, I went to the gift shop. I didn't show it because I forgot to show it on screen, but bought a couple bottles from them and a couple glasses. You know, support the brewery, the small batch producers, you know, the independent guys, and it's really good, so you're not really wasting your money at all. But I do want to thank you know, AK from Rockford Food and Spirits. I'm going to thank Rick and Adam from Kennay Farms Distilling. They're very great hosts, and I can't wait for you guys to maybe one day make it out to Rochelle, Illinois, and check out this very craft distillery and have a good time. So, you know, thank you all for watching, and we will see you soon. Have a good day.